You
does.
see the excitement of everybody?
It does. It feels like football when we do these. So I look forward to it. Be able to meet some or revisit with some people that we met before, a year ago. So it was always good.
Do you find yourself watching Ed Ogeron and how easy he is in these kind of crowds? I mean, look, these crowds can be intimidating.
Yeah.
He never looks intimidating.
Yes. No. Coach O's great. We're the status of our team right now has never been more positive, and just whether it's recruiting, whether it's on the field, whether it's the interaction in the building, there's a lot of positive things. And I think when you talk to everybody, I imagine that you're getting that feeling, and so I'm sure it's coming from Coach O too.
What about when you get a guy like Chase on back to the defense this year?
He's got the ability to make things look easy. He puts a lot of work into things, so very smart. There's a great savviness to him. Works hard in the weight room. Has great quick twitch and first step ability. But we were talking the other day about a stunt that we wanted to do in adjacent. With an adjacent nickel or safety rushing off the edge, and how we wanted to play this outside linebacker slanting inside. And we pulled up all of Calebon's clips, and he was winning about every single one of them. We said, we need to do it like that, and when you don't have that, you really kind of almost make a science project out of a technique to try to get it right. And that's nothing negative about anybody, but he's talented enough to make those things look easy. And so if we can put him in more situations where he can use that talent and get it on our terms, the better we'll be.
Is he good physically and from the mental side of
I think the mental side he's going to have to work through. I think much like anyone else coming off of surgery, that fall camp is going to be a big piece. I know he's talked about that pretty extensively, so I think he'll attack it like he's attacked everything else. But I know that once he gets rolling, it's going to be good to have him back on our side.
When you look at your defense, I guess in its totality, do you see a special group?
We've got a lot of talent. It's really been a focus of mine to try to put our talent in the best position to be successful. Look at Mike Divinity moving from outside to inside linebacker, moving him around, creating bear looks over the center, guard, or tackle, having run stunts in the interior where his physicality and his use of hands and his prior training could be an advantage. And his instincts at linebacker, his communication skills, leadership skills. You look at Calebon Chesson being able to have mesh calls with him where he's up the field playing pass to run because he's got the ability to do that and play from high to low on a run play off the edge. The interior front, adding a tilt to those guys, getting them to roll off and attack the line of scrimmage and make negative plays and allow those guys to make plays. Grant Delpit playing in the box and running situations and pressuring and playing man in the post and passing situations. Jacoby Stevens, being on the field, number one, and then being in a rush situation, number two. And so it goes on and on. You got Marcel Brooks, he's another guy that's coming in that fits a mold where he can do things. There's certain things he can do really well. There's going to be other things that he's learning. And so you want to be able to find roles for those guys. So I think the defense, when I look at it, is featured by the individual talents of those guys. The ability to get that into a collective unit and scheme. That's what we're working towards.
What about having a couple of true noses? I read an article where maybe that could be a mismatch.
Yeah. We're real successful with our nose play in the spring. We're getting those guys in more one-on-one spots than we had before, and so the one of the positives with the odd front is always playing the 0 and the 2-4 eyes, and there's you do collect O linemen when you line in that formation, but if we can line in shades and get guys to roll off and get a one-on-one for the nose, and then still collect O linemen, so to speak, with the D linemen rolling off and taking grass, then that's a trade you'd want to make. And so, we're making that trade. I'm excited about the one-on-one opportunity with those guys and be able to get them to cut plays off and try to get negative plays. And so we've got the D linemen that can do it, that can take advantage of those one-on-ones. Yeah, I think there's a fair amount of that. I think getting his weight down and just attacking every day. I think the key with our nose guard play is not day 1 or day 2 of camp, but day 13 and 14. And so we've talked to them quite a bit about that, and I like their approach, and I like their enthusiasm and their want to make plays. And so I feel like we're putting them in that spot.
From a leadership standpoint, now that obviously Devin went to the NFL, who are you looking to kind of emerge in that role?
There's a few, in the back end, we've got, Grant Delpit. When he talks, people listen. We're really working on getting him to maybe talk a little bit more. I think he's got a great platform when he chooses to use it. Mike Divinity is a guy that comes to mind right away at the linebacker level. I think Jacob Phillips has shown good leadership as well. Up front, Rashard Lawrence is someone that demands respect, and when he talks, people listen. So I think there's some good leadership. Caleb Von Chasson is a guy that when he talks, people are interested in what he has to say. And so all of those guys are all hard-working guys. They're all the type that are going to lay everything on the line for you. And so you feel good about them being in leadership roles.
How special is Rashard just as a kid to deal with? I mean, everybody knows the grades and what he's accomplished on that. How different is he maybe from what you deal with every day, and how special is he?
No, he's great. I think what a great family. I think, that last game for him, I thought was such a boost to just his confidence and his ability to come back, right, to get more of days like that. And I think that really helped us to be able to loosen his alignments and get him to roll off and take grass as opposed to block down, stepping down, and squeezing people. And so, I think Rashard's been wanting to attack the line of scrimmage, and we're allowing him to do that. And, I think he's a guy that's going to really benefit from that. And I'm excited to see what he can do in this last year. Good. I think Pat's got a great opportunity there. Patrick is a very explosive, quick twitch, dynamic player. And so the key with Patrick is, he's going to give you some really good flash plays. And the more we can get a consistent production from Patrick, the better off we're all going to be. And I think he's really working to that ideal. I've got so much respect for him, man, and just how he attacks it. And Pat's also from a great family, so he's really working hard and laying everything out in line to have this be the year for him. So I want to see him have that year.
To be able to survive that, I guess, where is the root now?
Yeah, man, I remember everyone's just smiling, and it's Christmas, and it was just there was some difficulty in the prep for that, but I think I'm very proud of the staff. I'm very proud of the players who are involved, man, just to see the fight, especially when the game started the way it started. To see us kind of get punched in the mouth and then respond the way we did. And so, that's the team that I know, and so for us to be able to finish out that game with the amount of guys that we had down, and frankly, it was very similar in the spring. We had a fair amount of guys down in the spring as well. And so being able to get those guys back for fall camp, and kind of what you mentioned, this is kind of a signal that fall camp's around the corner, and it's a signal that we get those guys back. They've been gone for a while. And so to get him back and to get him in these roles that we're talking about, I'm excited to see that.
Stingley as good as advertised?
You know, Stingley's got an ability to take things in stride. To his confidence level is very strong in itself, but it's understated because it doesn't wear it out on his sleeve. He has the ability to have that confidence kind of tucked in somewhere, and so what a great combination of a guy that's humble, but knows that he can attack everybody and steal your money. You know what I mean? Take your lunch money, and so he's got that type of prowess on the perimeter. But when the bright lights hit him and everything else, he just kind of takes it in stride. And so that is unique. I really can't recall coming across something like that. I'm excited to see what kind of where this season can go for him.
What do you think his ceiling is?
I think it's pretty strong. I mean, what a great family. His intelligence is very high. He works at it. So you go up there, he's watching film. Corey does a great job with him. He makes cut-ups, and he's up there watching the cut-ups of all the greats that have come before at LSU, all the greats that are in the league now. And so he puts everything he's got into it. And he takes everything with such an easy confidence that it makes you at ease and gives you confidence. So I'm excited to be a part of it. It's efficient. I think it's smart. It takes advantage of numbers. I think it dictates terms. You have to play it a certain way. Otherwise, the ball spits out and the matchups are bad. And so I think it's a benefit for us to be playing that offense day in and day out. Some of the better teams in this league, that's what we see. That's what we'll have to see. And so we're getting better at the things that we need to get better at and forcing us. I think it could be easy to say, let's play single high coverage and let's just do this and do that. But you play our offense, they make you pay, live in that type of lifestyle. And so, it's venturing us out into an area I think we need to venture out into. And I'm thankful for that. But to answer your question, man, I'm excited to see the offense. I'm excited to see Joe Burrow go. Very impressed by him.
When Coach Brady was talking, it sounded in a lot of ways like some of the things you say about just exploiting matchups and putting the best people. Do you see some of your concepts? Is there some of you in him when you hear him talk? Just the offensive version?
Yeah, I think they do a great job of using the width of the field and then getting you to show your hand, and then they're going to want that best play that they got dialed up for whatever hand you show. And so that part of it's not complicated, but to work yourself around that formula is a complicated deal. When you add tempo to it, when you add 11 personnel being in all different types of formations, tight ends at number 1 and running backs at number 3 and receivers at number 2, and just guys moving in and out. And so it's a challenge. And I think the skill that they've got, their ability to have matchups, per your question, is what really stands out. Because amongst all of that, of trying not to get them to have the upper hand by call, you have to deal with the matchup that transpires. And a lot of times it's good for them with the skill they have. So they're utilizing that skill. So it's fun to watch.